to take place.
Now, companies like Credit Matters and Debt Busters have been in the industry since the beginning. Like we've said, you've faced the ups and the downs, you've meandered through everything that came your way, and you're still here. We are finding that there are quite a few debt counselors springing up all over the show. Debt counselling is also being seen as a money-making industry. Roger, what do you say to that? Is debt counselling a money-making industry? Are you raking in the millions from people's debt?
I think it's anecdotal, but certainly when the automobile industry was first founded, there was something like 1,500 manufacturers in the United States of motor vehicles. Everyone thought, this is great, we can get out there and produce cars. I think we're having the same thing in the industry because it's so new, is people don't know what they don't know, and often they will get involved in debt counselling when clearly they don't have the necessary experience, skills, training, whatever. I've always said that debt counselling, and to go into debt counselling, is extremely difficult because you need to have entrepreneurial capabilities because you're starting a business. You need to have financial understanding because you're helping people on the financial side. You've probably got staff, so you've got to have HR. You've got to have marketing experience because you have to get your name out there. You've got to be an operations person to get the whole thing going. So overall, the person who's, and you've got to be a shrink because often you're dealing with people who are actually in the most weakest time of their lives. They are having complete crisis and meltdown, and their families are falling apart. You've got to be the priest and rabbi and imam at the same time. So it is complicated, and our approach to it as debt counsellors, as one of South Africa's largest debt counsellors, is that we've consolidated over the period of time, and we've now got those skills that we were lacking at one stage, but we've now brought them in, and we can provide the best debt counselling that we ever could have, and therefore debt counselling is not a scam.
Ian, what's your thoughts on that? Is debt counselling a scam? Are debt counsellors out there to make money from poor consumers?
Let's throw some statistics at it. The National Credit Regulator has registered over 2,500 debt counsellors, and there are probably around 600 or 700 debt counsellors still practicing. So the fact that nearly 3/4 of debt counsellors have dropped out of the industry over the last 6 years shows you what an incredibly tough business it is. It also shows you that many debt counsellors went in there woefully underprepared. They didn't have the finance or the resources or the capability that Roger's been referring to run a complex business dealing with consumers who are sometimes hanging on by a very thin thread. It's not a one-man job. You cannot set up a debt counsellor in the back room of your house and operate. I mean, just Debt Busters alone, we've got 300 staff, of which 60% of them are spent servicing our book of clients. Because it's not just a process that you do at the beginning, renegotiate the client's debt obligations, and then you see them in 5 years' time. It's constant hand-holding through the 5 years of the process. We speak to our clients at least every 3 months.
Ian, tell me too, service in the debt counselling industry, what do you rate that at?
It very much depends from debt counsellor to debt counsellor. Obviously, I would say that Debt Busters has excellent service.
Roger, what does Credit Matters say on this?
But you know, that part of the problem with being a debt counsellor is we are the messenger, and sometimes the messenger gets shot. We sit in between the consumer and the credit providers, and the magistrates' courts as well, and it's incredibly difficult. We're put in incredibly difficult situations, balancing the needs of the clients and the affordability of the clients, and balancing the needs and the needs of the credit providers to get an acceptable proposal from that consumer. If the consumer just hasn't got the money, what are we supposed to do?